Hey, what's happening? Good one, Sir James coming at you guys with another video, and today I had a fantastic time. As you guys know, I'm excited for PlayStation VR. I've been reporting all kinds of news and information for it. I posted a top 10 playlist in terms of what games I'm excited for, all that fun stuff. But you know, after all this time, I've never once had hands-on experience. I never got to go to E3 this year. I never got to check out the demos for myself until today. If you guys didn't know, after the whole E3 ordeal, Sony was actually bringing the PlayStation VR experience for those who never got to go to E3 yet, participating in GameStops and Best Buys, which if you don't know if your area is going to have any, I'll have a link in the description down below on Sony's website, in which you put in your area code and it'll kind of give you an idea of radius if there's going to be any stores near you that's going to be hosting any events that will allow you to go and demo the unit yourself. But that's where I was today for basically about, 6-7 hours. But I had a lot of time with it because there's a portion of the time and day where it wasn't so crowded, or there's only just me in the store, and I literally got to hold the device, check out the build quality, the cables and all that, because this is information that I want to know that I think some people may want to know as well. So before I talk about my initial experience with the games and how the crowd reacted as well, there's some things that I want to go ahead and go over. But first off, I did get one of these. This is just a little general flyer that has some basic information on one page that kind of gives you an idea. This is not all the games, but this kind of shows you like what's in development and stuff. Some of the games that I got to try out was a couple of demos from PlayStation VR Worlds like London Heist and the Deep Ocean game. We also got to try out Battlezone, Valkyrie. Unfortunately, no horror games. I was kind of bummed out about that one. There's another one called Super Hyper Cube, which is kind of like a little 3D kind of Tetris sort of game, but that one is a little bit different. And just general games like that. But on one side, information over here goes over the different bundles. As you guys know, PlayStation VR has two different units. There's the $400 basic headset or the awesome $500 bundle that includes everything, including the VR worlds. And of course, it has some general questions here. It has the specs. If it could focus in, you could guys see the specs for yourself. So there is the general specs. And then, like I said, basic questions and play space, which I'm going to go ahead and go over as well. Now, let's go ahead and start with play space. For anyone who's wondering, do you need a super large room to utilize PlayStation VR? No, you do not. But what I would recommend, and basically what's showing here, even though over here in the booklet it's kind of showing a little bit more than what I'm about to say, essentially all you really need is to have arm's length in all directions, even behind you a little bit, or not really much behind you, but again, just generally at least an arm's length away from the side, and about maybe 2 arms length away in front of you, so that way you can set up your unit with the camera and all that, so you're not too close nor are you too far away. That's going to be the ideal situation. So again, play area, just make sure you have clear space on your arms, because like for example, I have my desk here, so imagine if I was playing London Heist and I swing my move controller, I'm going to be hitting my hand on this desk. So again, make sure you have clear open space on the left and right hand side, and about 2 arms length away from the camera, and that's all the space you need. Now the headset itself is extremely lightweight. When you have it on, it doesn't feel like you have anything on your head, well, of course unless you tighten it up and stuff. And I got to try out the unit with and without glasses, so if you have glasses, you can easily wear the headset unit without having any discomfort whatsoever. There's a lot of adjustments there, which I thought was really well done, especially a little button that allows you kind of adjust the front display, which is located on the right hand side, just basically underneath. And of course, even without headsets, like I said, just simple things like that. As for cabling, there is a little separate black box that hooks up to the VR headset, and then it also will hook up to the PlayStation 4, and then another one will hook up to the TV, or from the capture card then to the TV, whatever you're going to be utilizing it for, so that way people around you could actually watch you play, or you don't have to hook it up to the TV. It's completely your personal experience. Now another thing is, besides the games, you could also watch your movies with it. Of course, you're not going to have like the VR experience, like you're going to be right in the middle of the Avengers movie or something like that. But if you want to watch a cinematic movie with the VR unit on, you can. So if you want to kick back, relax with the kind of like a cinematic experience in front of you, there's also that as an option. We didn't get the chance to utilize that, but That's what it says in the booklet. Now, as for the cabling and stuff like that, there's a few things I did notice. Is that on the headset, attaching from the headset all the way to the black box, is that the cable is pretty big. It's not only a lengthy cable, but it's also extremely thick, which is good because I feel like it's something that's going to last a while, and it doesn't seem like it's cheap or anything like that. I also did notice is that there was a little dongle on the side, and on the dongle it had a few commands, like it allows you to mute the headset, and of course it will have your volume controls. And if you have any other pair of headphones or headset, basically you take that and you plug it into this unit that's basically just kind of hanging here on the side, and then boom, you are basically good to go. And those were just general things I tend to notice that a lot of people don't seem to mention anywhere, at least when I look up information about it. But let's go ahead and talk about the initial games. Now the games, like I said, I got to play a few of them. Didn't get the chance to play like all of the ones that might have been shown at E3, just some of the basic ones. Like again, we got to try out a small demo for London Heist, Battle Zone, Valkyrie, or Valkyrie I should say. Another one was called a Headmaster. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the basic one. The basic one was from the VR Worlds. It's a game that has like 5 or 6 games in one. And in this one, you are in a shark cage, and you are slowly going into the ocean's depth as you're being brought down and down. And as you go along, and like the VR experience is like fantastic. It wasn't the first game I picked. It was like one of the last ones I played because I wanted to see people get jump scared by the shark, which I'll get into in just a moment. But I'm just sitting there looking around. It's like you almost feel like you're there, but of course you're in dry land instead of obviously in the ocean. You're just literally looking around, not only what's in front or on the side of you, but you could turn around and kind of see what was going on back there as well. It was crazy. It almost like you were able to reach out and just touch the ocean life that was presented to you. And of course, eventually the screen fades and it fades back into a different section of the ocean to eventually you come up against the shark. Of course, the shark is constantly just taunting you as it's circling around, trying to figure out what the hell it wants to do. Then eventually gets right up into your face, and I got some nice reactions of people getting scared, especially this one girl. I'll put that video at the end of my whole discussion so you can kind of see her experience. I try to record it the best I can because obviously I was having fun and talking with a lot of people, to the point where some people thought I worked for Sony because of the shirt I was wearing and the fact that I knew all this information. Maybe one day, but there's my recognition, Sony. But yeah, just seeing other people playing it and them getting scared on the parts that I knew were going to be coming was awesome. But my initial experience was like, holy crap, this is amazing. Another one is called Headmaster. Headmaster is a sports-related game where you are literally headbutting soccer balls into the goal. But it's not just, headbutting the ball into the goal. There's little obstacles and goals and stuff like that. There's like a whole different point system. And then next thing you know, things start to get crazy. Actually, before things really get crazy, that's when the demo ended, unfortunately. But for this one, this is a game where the basic motion here is that you lean back and lean forward like you're about to headbutt a soccer ball in real life. But it was going from basically corner kicks all the way to just the one from the back of the net, and you are trying to precision yourself, just trying to get an idea to hit some of the particular moments. At first it threw me off because again, I played soccer for 18 years, so I know how to headbutt a ball, but being put into the virtual world aspect definitely throws you off. It's to the point where I just wanted to stand up and just brace for impact and get ready to headbutt the ball. But this one was an experience where you're sitting down, which for the most part that's how all the games were, which I could see why, because if you're standing up, you're probably going to get you're probably going to end up being in a place that you don't want to be in, which is probably ended up against the wall or something like that. But that one was fun. Another one, Valkyrie. Now this one, you're in outer space, you're in your ship, so when you're sitting there getting ready to take off from the hangar bay, you're sitting there looking around, and I guess the pilot was a female, because when I was looking down, I was like, whoa, that's nice. But anyways, you're looking down, it kind of throws you off. It's like, whoa, is this my suit? This kind of trippy there, but you're looking around, you're seeing all these different aspects of your ship, and you're leaning back, you can see more detail that's right behind you, and just the game looked amazing until you start taking off, and now you're basically about to get into formation with your crew there, and you're sitting there looking around and stuff. Next thing you know, this whole fleet of enemy forces appeared on screen, and then now you're going into one arcadey firefight. As you're going around, enemies are behind you. You're sitting there looking around, trying to get an idea where they are, and just the whole immersive experience just was thrilling. It's like I didn't want to leave that world. It's like I felt like I was literally there in a way, and it was just pretty crazy. But like I said, most of the demos were pretty short, anywhere between 3 to 7 minutes, give or take. The soccer one was probably the longest one. The other one was London Heist. London Heist was a lot of fun. A lot of language for sure, and definitely not meant for little kids. But here, this one, you actually get to use 2 Move controllers, which has the glowing ball, which has been around since PlayStation 3 days. Really nice controllers they've been utilized, which I'm glad they repurposed those, because again, the controllers were fantastic, so them to be utilized with the PlayStation VR was definitely a smart move by Sony. But here, the controls were simple. Obviously, you're able to look around the headset, and then for the controls with the motion controllers, you're basically just holding down the triggers. I wish I had one. I can't find my Move controllers right now from what I had, but you're basically using the 2 triggers on the back of the Move controllers to interact with objects. You have your 2 hands on screen. You're able to go and pick up different items that are around you. But like I said, this one we're on the freeway, so things were a little bit calm. So I'm just looking around, picking up a soda, taking a sip here and there, tossing the soda, behind me and stuff like that. Opening up the glove department that's in front as well. On the side of me was a bag full of magazine clips, another soda. Me and the guy chilling and stuff. I'm over here looking on the left side, that's where the door was. I'm over here rolling down the window, literally rolling down the window in game. I was like, this is awesome. And the next thing you know, I'm opening up the door, and then I'm literally leaning right outside. I'm like right outside, I could see right behind me in the freeway, and the dude's like, close the fucking door. I'm like, geez, okay. But like really, you have to try it for yourself to kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about here. And the next thing you know, this crew starts coming up here, starts shooting at us. So the guy hands me an Uzi. So I'm over here shooting people with one hand, and I was like, oh, guy's over here. I literally switched guns like in between. I went from right-handed all the way to left-handed, start shooting people. I'm picking up magazine, reloading them into my gun. Oh, they're over here again. Get the magazine, load it again, taking out those people. But it was crazy. And then at the end, this guy with the grenade launcher, then it ended, and I was like, no, I wanted to go more here. But it was relatively shorter compared to the other games we got to play. If you guys also see my top 10 video, you guys know that Battlezone was another one, which was the first game that I chose because I didn't know if I was going to get any type of motion sickness, because some people will get motion sickness, other people will not. But that's the one I started off with because it's a little bit more fast-paced, arcadey. But like initially when I had the headset on for the first time, I was like, you know what this reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of some of those 3D rides when you go to like Universal Studios, kind of like the Simpsons roller coaster ride, if you guys ever been on that one with the 3D glasses and stuff like that. Actually, no, wait, that one, yeah, it does use 3D glasses. But it reminded me of something like that, and it was crazy. For Battlezone, I was looking around at my Tenga detail, and a few times, it threw me off for the first time because I'm looking down, I could see 2 pedals. I'm over here trying to press the pedals with my feet, but I forget it's not really there. It's just the virtual world that I'm in. But for Battlezone, as you go along, you have all these different scanners and radars. You have like a radar in the dead center on the bottom floor, and then you have all these schematics here, like it'll kind of give you an idea of your weapons, your shield output. And then you have like other detailed information, and other times too, like if you kind of forget what buttons you're going to be utilizing, you can actually hold up your controller in front of you, and it'll have like a virtual controller that'll display what each button does in the game. So if you kind of forget what controls what, you can kind of correspond to that and say, oh, that's what it does, and then put your controller back down so you go back to your virtual experience. But you're just looking around, the tank sliding around, and like I got to use like the main gun cannon. It was only one level, but it was really well done. And again, keep in mind that all this is being played with the current PlayStation 4 model. This is not being utilized with the PlayStation 4 Neo or anything like that. This was current PS4 hardware, and it was running fantastic. I didn't see any issues at all with my initial experience. There's this weird login thing, but I think it was something because he wasn't logged in or something like that. But that was really about it. I'm trying to figure out what was the other game. Like I said, you had this weird Rubik's Cube thing, but I didn't really go too much into it because just didn't really seem... I wasn't really too much into it. Not really anyone was playing it anyway, so I couldn't really get a general idea of it. But yeah, that's pretty much my initial experience. Like I said, each game that I tried out was fun. It's really hard to express how awesome it is on camera unless if you guys go and try it out yourself, which I'm hopefully there's a location near you which will have the event for you to try out. But again, the build quality headset is solid. What's nice is that on the sides you have like these rubber flaps to kind of help conceal the outside world away from you. And then, of course, playing it with and without a headset also provides two different experiences. For example, I went on to my S's there. Like, for example, if you're not playing with a headset, but of course with VR, you're not really going to get the complete immersive experience. But once you put on a pair of headphones, crank up the volume to where you can't hear the outside world, which is a little bit freaky, I'm going to be quite honest. But you definitely feel like you're there. It's like, holy crap, you almost don't want to leave that virtual world that you've been deployed in. And just, it was crazy. Like, as some of the people that were playing it, I was, capturing some of their initial reactions and their gameplay. And especially, like I said, that shark one, I got a couple good reactions, which we'll be playing here in just a couple minutes. But generally, like I said, PlayStation VR is fantastic. The $500 price bundle is, like I said, a fantastic deal. A lot of people seem to be a little bit confused because someone thought it was like, yo, where does your phone go? It's like, you don't use a phone, you use your console. But like I said, my initial experience was fantastic. PlayStation VR, which if some of you are thinking it's just going to be a pointless gimmick, I guarantee you it's not going to be a pointless gimmick. It's going to be a fun experience, and I'm looking forward to having deep coverage of this when it comes out on October 13th. But from what I know is that he's going to be there next Saturday, so hopefully I could get a little bit more, since I ran out of memory, I should see on my phone, hopefully I can get some close-up snapshots of the different aspects that I told you about. Like I said, the little dongle switch where you can plug in your headset or headphones there. It actually does come with headphones, believe it or not. This is for both the standard unit and the launch unit will actually come with headphones. I don't know if it's just headphones or if it's going to be like a little earpiece or not. And let's see what else is here. Let's see. Will I be able to play non-VR games and watch video content? And it is yes. You're going to have like the 2D experience. Can you wear glasses? Yes. What do I need for the VR experience? Of course, the VR unit, the DualShock 4 or Move controllers depending on the game. Like I said, the only one that they had there to utilize Move controllers was the London Heist. Let's see. And then it talks about how you could hook it up to your TV so other people could see what you're playing, and of course that's how you would hook it up with your capture card. But like I said, overall my experience was fantastic. I had a blast. I'm actually looking forward to go back in there and replaying the same games over and over again, even though it's short. But I mean, it's helping me to adjust to it. But like I said, for the first time putting on the headset, I didn't get any signs of motion sickness at all. As soon as I put it on, I literally felt like I've been transported into a virtual world, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to kind of get away from the real world, put me into a virtual experience, and it was a lot of fun. So again, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully some of the information may or may not have helped you. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now. I'm kind of losing my voice actually. And I'm going to go ahead and play the video of this one girl that was freaking out with her ocean experience. It was probably the best reaction that I had today. But again, hope you guys enjoy the video and enjoy this.
We've been in the works for some time, and we now have a set of just Well, first of all, you know, it's better to know that The Last Guardian is created by Mito Ueda, the game designer of Eco, and his third thing. There's a lot of good man-eating carnivore known as Trico. It's a legend. Everyone has heard of it. It's an action game, and there's so many parts. It takes place in the ruins, and Rory's goal is to go back to his village with the help of
Tell me about how their relationship is important to the story.
the beginning. Rory and Trico don't trust each other. They're both scared of each other. But as the game progresses, Roy and Trico have a relationship.
We were scared.
The game will be available
appreciate your help.
Don't die, Carmen. Deal with it.
Should we grab onto the cage? Waiting for the best part.
No, no. I know this part. No. No. I know this part. I know this part. No.
This is the friendly part.
You're out of the play area.
Hey, scoot back up.
Hey guys, it's Joe Keely for GameStop TV, and
catch you soon.
Stop moving. Oh god, the gate's open.
Oh, good.
Jump, Carmen, jump. Scoot forward. Forward.
It's coming towards me.